Hey yo, shout out to the homie Toasty Z. You're watching Hip Hop Made Me Do It. I'm Danny Watts. Make sure you check out my album Black Boy Meets World, produced by the one and only JonWayne.
Surrounded by demons, I'm reinforcing my scales. Understand how I fell, my pride and dignity shelved. Thank the Lord that I'm well, but parts of me went to hell. Evil just might prevail, overlooking for peace, that's the truth. I'm sitting here pondering over absolutes, whether or not it's time for me to start packing too. These are simply the things that we have to do. I say, violent as I ever be, play the violent for me. I'll be dead within a week if I stay the trend that I seek. Steady searching for revenge in the wrong parts of the streets. I'm invincible, can't nobody touch me.
DJ Toasty Z, Hip Hop Made Me Do It. You already know, we're live at the Hawks and Reed Center in Greenfield, Mass. We're here with Danny Watts.
It's good, man. Appreciate y'all for having me. Or appreciate you for having me, rather.
Of course. So, you're actually halfway through a 2-month tour with JonWayne. And I'm curious, what's the tour been like?
It's my first tour, like national tour, or just pretty much tour in general. It's been amazing so far. Like, my perspective is like, so far my entire life has just been like working. So to actually be able to do something and that's like in the lines with like my passion is as far as like making music, it's like super awesome.
For sure.
So just to like get out here and like actually like see the people, and like every city that we go to, like more and more people are starting to like know who I am and be like,
Definitely.
Oh snap, like your album changed my life and it's so inspirational and stuff like that. It's like super amazing. So
That's dope. And it's not bad for your first tour.
definitely
Not a bad way to start off.
Yeah, that's, I feel like I'm basically just kind of being passed the baton from John. He set me up perfectly with the release of the album and then like right into the tour. It's like the perfect way to do it.
For sure, definitely. And is there a specific moment or so far that really sticks out to you about the tour?
I would have to say my favorite moment so far is performing in Chicago. Oh man, like that was the first time where like people were chanting my name after I was done. Like it was literally like Danny. Like so, and like I almost cried on stage. Like it just like hit me so hard just to like see that many people, because it was probably like about 200 plus people there. To have all those people like just chanting my name, like it just let me know that I'm like doing the right thing.
For sure.
It was super tight.
For sure. And for people that don't know, who is Danny Watts?
I'm a MC from Houston, Texas. Been putting out lots of mixtapes, music over the years, and thanks to SoundCloud, shout out SoundCloud one time. Thanks to SoundCloud's algorithm, I managed to come across JonWayne, and he hit me up, or I hit him up first, and the stars just aligned, and I ended up working on my album. But like I said, I'm just a guy from Houston who still out here trying to make his dreams come to reality.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, you linked up with JonWayne. You actually have a feature on one of the standout tracks on his newest album, Rainbow, and he actually produced your whole album, which I think is really great to see. I love to see, when a rapper works with one producer and they create, a chemistry and, create a sound together.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what's he like to work with?
Man, JonWayne, like, I don't want to sound cliche, but in my honest opinion, JonWayne is like a genius. Just from like a human perspective, like working in the studio with him is like really tight because he knows what buttons to push and when to push it.
Yeah.
So that was like my first like actual recording studio experience. So all my music was just like recorded out of my crib.
Definitely.
So with him, it was just like, he knew when I was frustrated, when like, bro, let's just go down to the taco spot, get some food real fast, take a break. Like, hey, let's try it a few more times. You like almost there, you almost got it. So just having like somebody like that behind you who just knows like what to do and like when to push and when to back off and things like that. It's like, that's a big help when you're in the studio.
Definitely.
And we were doing some like long sessions, like, so to have him there was like, for my first experience, like I wouldn't have wanted to go any other way.
For sure. He both literally and figuratively knows how to push the right buttons. And I heard you guys recorded that in like a week. Is that correct?
That is correct. There is one song on there that we held on to, which is Pill.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as every other song, it was all done within that week. It was on my behalf. It was bad because I went back home procrastinating as far as like working on material for the album. So he hit me up earlier this year in like July or June or July sometime. I was like, look, we need to get the album done. So I flew out and we basically cranked it out in a week.
Awesome. Yeah. And I'm curious, like, did that almost like having to like rush it out and like not rush it out, but get it done in a short time? Did that almost help the creative process just because you're like sitting down for a week and like, we're going to do this album and like creating like just for an album that kind of flows and is all one, is kind of congruent? Do you think it like actually helped the creative process?
Definitely. Especially for me, cause I get in my head really easily as far as like writing stuff down. It's like, it's not good enough. Cause I aspire to be like one of the best.
Yeah.
So when I sit down and write, like I write with the intentions of like, this has to be like premium, top notch, like flawless. And I don't allow myself to make mistakes. So if I notice anything about it that seems off to me or not right, then I'm just like, scratch it.
Yeah.
So with the time constraints, it doesn't allow you to do that. It allows you for John to play a series of beats. Oh, I like that one. How does the beat make me feel? Write it down and let's go record
just go with it. If there's a roadblock, you just fight through it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And is there any particular moment recording the album that really stands out to you? Anything?
It was the last session that we had. It was like a 22-hour session from Thursday going into a Friday. And like we did a lot. I think it was just a lot of ups and downs because like that whole week, going from song to song, it's a really emotional album, but my focus is like just get it done. Like I'm not allowing myself to dive too deep into like the emotions of the songs. And that last day, I remember John, he actually took some songs off. Like he was just like, yeah, these not gonna work. So he took some songs off. So I had to make more songs to compensate on the last recording session that we had. So into that Friday, we worked all night and he came to me and was just like, I think we've got an album here. Like I think we've done. And like I broke down, like one of those like ugly spiritual cries right in front of him too. Like I just let it all go, like just to see it all like pay off. And I called my mom, called my girlfriend, just like victorious, like I did it, stuff like that. That was probably one of the best moments of recording it.
Awesome. And I was also intrigued, like I said, the title Black Boy Meets World. I'm curious, it's a really, I don't know, the title that really sticks out. I'm curious like what the larger significance is to it.
Well, I have been planning on making an album for like the past 4 years. Like I think I put out my last project in like 2013 and I was going to follow that up with a full-length album. And I was going to call it Finding Eunoia, which is a Greek word for mental happiness. So I now stuck with that title. Even going into the process of recording with John, I was like, the name of this album is going to be Finding Eunoia. He was like, I think we should change it,
Yeah.
So all the way up until the last day, we recorded the title track to the album, and that's what made me change it. Like just the way it sounds, the impact of it, the story I was telling, it just kind of like encompassed everything that the album was and what it represented to me. So I looked at him and I was just like, I think we got to change the album. Like just kind of admitted defeat a little bit. Because I know it deep down inside, he really wanted me to change it. So that's pretty much all it represents for me.
Awesome. And for those who haven't heard it, what can the listeners expect when they throw it on?
You can expect a story. Like this is just me, bearing myself, talking about certain things that I've went through, and then just kind of get into a place where I was able to overcome a lot of things and pull myself out of a certain situation. There are a lot of people I feel like who are surrounded in environments, and it doesn't have to necessarily be the same environment that I was in, and they just kind of like allow themselves to exist in it. They don't try to like go against it or fight it off. So this is just me talking about that, and you can definitely like see where I am nowadays to know that I came from like that type of atmosphere and the situations and scenarios that I went through to like see where I am now. I just would like people to find some sort of motivation in it.
For sure. Awesome. And is there like a specific song that really stands out to you? Obviously, you're really proud of the whole album, but is there a really meaningful song on there that resonates with you the most?
It's hard to choose just one. One of my favorite songs to listen to is Cards with the Devil. I'm really proud of that one. Another one that's really meaningful to me is Uprooted. And then I will say, of course, Black Boy Meets World, being that it's the title track, is probably one of the more like potent, important songs on the album.
Awesome. And you're from Houston. You don't necessarily have like a traditionally Southern sound, but I'm curious how this like the city has influenced you and your music.
You know, it's not a traditional Southern sound, but obviously like being from the city, it impacted me in like just the way that I was raised. And of course, like my Southern accent, I don't know if it shows a lot, but I hear it when I listen to the music, it shows. And then just like certain melodies that I pick remind me of like songs or just like vibes that take me back home. And I think that shows through the music, even though it's not like really like reminiscent of the like traditional Houston sound.
For sure.
I still think it shows through the music somewhat.
Definitely. And I'm also curious, is there any other larger major influences on you?
You mean as far as like artists?
Yeah. What are some of your other biggest influences?
I mean, it varies a lot. I would say like through and through, like one of my favorite artists of all time is Tyler the Creator.
Yeah.
I was there like back before he like took off, like checking him out on MySpace and stuff. So that's somebody
the Bastard days.
Yeah. So that I got to like witness, like get to where he is now, and I just appreciate his artistry in all aspects. And I would say like influences that still carry on to this day. Like I started getting into hip hop when I was around like 17, like writing and just listening to it for myself.
Yeah.
So I think Lupe Fiasco had a heavy influence on me.
For sure.
Papoose had a heavy influence. I listened to a lot of Zero from LA. And then for the most part, it's really just like the homies, like Stanley Ipkiss. This is guy from back home, Lucy Lex, and you know, just a variety of like underground cats that I just come across over the years that I've like kind of developed bonds with. Like I mainly like particularly just listen to them. I don't listen to a lot of like mainstream stuff.
For sure.
And I guess just to throw in a couple of names would be like Kendrick and like Mick Jenkins. A lot of people, I like Mick Jenkins' music a lot, especially because I get compared to him. We have similar voice registers, so I can't escape listening to his music. But it's pretty awesome. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And just to wrap up, I'm curious, what can we expect from Danny Watts in the future?
For the moment, I'm enjoying the tour.
Yeah.
I'm also trying to keep going with like doing another tour after this. Like I really want to try to like push Black Boy Meets World as much as I can and like try to get it out there as much as possible because I really believe in it. I think it's a truly great record, and I know that's kind of like cliche to say because it's my own.
Yeah.
But I really want to work on that, and then of course like if I have the opportunity to, I want to continue working with John. You know, put out another project, or I want to put out multiple projects. But I'm just trying to expand on what I've already started. You know, just try to like. There's a lot more that I have to offer, not from a story perspective, but from an artistry perspective. And I just want to like have the opportunity to be able to provide that for people.
For sure. Awesome. Well, once again, thanks. Danny Watts, DJ Toasty Z, Hip Hop Made Me Do It.
Sure, man.
live in
Appreciate you for having
Greenfield.
me.
Of course, of course.
Stuck in this frag and I'm racing, trying to break away from the phase I was facing. Now I'm in the maze, what's goes in the basement, trying to be a piece of me that's not Satan. Oh God, that's no lie. I found myself, left my homies in town, Let's put it bluntly, I feel I'm the nigga when I'm gripping the steel. Primal instincts when I hop in the field. So many nights it got real. There was a moment where the friction was filled. A nigga pressed me from the back of my heels.